In this screencast series, we're going to show you how you can design an iOS app using Sketch. In part 1, we're going to create the navigation bar. We will start with a black background, because our navigation bar will have rounded corners at the top. So I'm disabling the border and changing the fill to black. Notice how Sketch helps you as you try to move your layers into place. Next up is the navigation bar itself. Going for a 10 pixel corner radius, and we're going to switch the bottom two corners back to straight ones. We will disable the border and switch to a gradient fill. To change the colors, click on the gradient stop in the canvas and then pick the proper color in the inspector. Next up, we're going to give a slight glow at the top of our navigation bar, and we do this using an inner shadow with a semi-transparent white. Next thing we add will be the button, which is another rectangle. Going to give it the proper size, move it into place, and then again use a 10 pixel corner radius. To give it this recessed look, we're going to switch from a solid color to a gradient. The top color will be partially transparent white, and the bottom color will be completely transparent. Going to change the border color slightly, and then we're going to add a shadow to give the button a recessed look. We do that by changing the blur radius all the way down to 0, and instead of picking a black color, switch to a transparent white. I'm going to repeat the process with the second shadow to accentuate it even a bit more. We will do the same thing for the inner shadow at the top, but we're going to keep it a shade of black here. And lastly, we're going to add another inner shadow with a spread of 2 pixels to accentuate the border even more. The image for the button we have already prepared, so I'm just going to move it into place and change its fill color to a brown. We're going to repeat the same trick with the shadow by changing the color to a transparent white again. And we're just nudging the image into place. Next up is the title. So that will be Helvetica 50 point bold. Just moving it into place now. We're going to change the fill color to the same brown, and again use the shadow trick to give it this recessed look. In the end, we add a shadow to the navigation bar. We do this by adding another rectangle, which will go from semi-transparent black to completely transparent black. And then we nudge the shadow into place. This concludes the first part of the screencast. In the second one we will try to create a toolbar.